Tony Hawk is one of the most famous skateboarders of all time. He's also one of the richest. But how did he get this way? How much money does he have in 2022? And what's his secret to success? Stay tuned to find out. From humble beginnings, Anthony Frank Hawk was born on May 2, 1968 in San Diego, California. He grew up in a working-class family with 2 brothers and 3 sisters. When Tony was 4 years old, his parents divorced, and he moved with his father to a small town called Carlsbad. Tony started skateboarding when he was just 7 years old and got hooked right away. His father bought him a used skateboard for $15, and from that moment on, Tony was unstoppable. He would spend all day skating at the local skate park and trying new tricks. When Tony was 14, became the youngest professional skateboarder in the world. When he landed a sponsorship deal with a skate company, from there, he went on to compete in many skateboarding competitions and won several titles. But Tony's true passion was skating vert, which is short for vertical skating. This type of skating involves skating on ramps that are very steep, and Tony was one of the best vert skaters in the world. In the 1980s, skateboarding was becoming more popular than ever, and so were skateboarders like Tony Hawk. Skateboard companies were willing to pay a lot of money for a young skater with a lot of talent. So when Tony turned pro at 14, he was already making good money. Plus, he was still a teenager. Tony could have easily spent his money on fast cars or a big house, but instead, he reinvested it back into his skating. He saved a lot of money by not buying things that he didn't need, and he used that money to travel around the country and compete in tournaments. As Tony got older, he realized that he needed to make some changes in his life. Cut out alcohol and junk food and started working out every day. He also started taking vitamins and reading books on personal development. All of these changes paid off when Tony landed the biggest trick in skateboarding history. On June 1999, Tony Hawk became the first person ever to land a 900 at the X Games in San Francisco. A 900 is a skateboarding trick that involves doing 2.5 aerial rotations while in the air. It's one of the most difficult tricks in skateboarding and had never been done before by anyone. Tony Hawk landed the trick perfectly and won gold for it at the X Games. Since then, Tony Hawk has continued to compete in skateboarding competitions, and he's still one of the best skateboarders in the world. But now he's also a successful businessman. In addition to his skateboarding career, Tony Hawk has several other sources of income. He has a signature line of skateboards and other products that bear his name and logo. He also owns a skate park in California and several restaurants. Plus, Tony makes a lot of money from endorsements. He's done commercials for companies like Nike, Pepsi, and Apple. So how much money does Tony Hawk have in 2022? According to Forbes magazine, Tony Hawk's net worth is estimated to be $140 million. That's a lot of money. But when you look at all the things that Tony has accomplished, it's not really surprising. He's one of the best skateboarders of all time, and he's also a successful businessman. What's Tony Hawk's secret to success? I think it's a combination of things. First of all, Tony is extremely talented. He's one of the best skateboarders I've ever seen. But he also works very hard. Tony practices skateboarding every day, and he takes his business seriously. He's also a very smart person. Tony knows how to manage his money, and he's made some smart investments over the years. Finally, I think Tony Hawk is a very positive person. He's always smiling, and he seems to enjoy what he's doing. I think that's a big part of why he's been so successful. If you want to be successful like Tony Hawk, I think the best thing to do is just be yourself. Don't try to copy someone else because that's not going to work. You need to find what you're passionate about and go after it with everything you've got. Just remember to stay humble and never give up. If you work hard and stay focused, then you can accomplish anything you set your mind to, just like Tony Hawk.